Preventive actions were taken to prevent a second wave of virus infections in Australia. From Sydney, here's Justin Vicente.
Australia was widely heralded as one of the countries in the world seeming to be at the brink of eliminating COVID-19. After many weeks of flattening the curve, hundreds of new cases have occurred every day within the last week. Each day, there have been up to 723 new confirmed cases and counting, therefore posing a possible second surge of the global known infection within this country. New South Wales is one of Australia's most populous states and has had up to 21 new cases every day within the last week. Tighter restrictions on cafes, restaurants, weddings and funerals came into effect, as well as mandatory mask wear for healthcare providers. The immense growth in the number of COVID-19 cases seen in another state, Victoria, which has had between 300 to 700 new confirmed cases every day within the last week, has alerted New South Wales Health Government to take further action towards containing the virus.
To be honest, when it was first starting, it was a little bit scary, especially when you're serving customers and there's cases in the center, and when customers coughing and just doing all that kind of stuff, it makes you a bit nervous because you can't really go anywhere, right? You have to stay in work and do stuff. So there is a bit, as it kind of calmed down a bit now, it's not as bad, but still it kind of crosses your mind every now and then. So there's definitely that factor there, I'd say.
I think there is a bit of anxiety going on because me being in retail, we've noticed since the outbreak here in the shopping centre, a lot of people now are, withdrawing from coming here because of that one incident. So I think there is a lot of anxiety out there in
thoughts. It is a little scary, I would say, just because I feel like with the second wave, there's so many more cases than the first, and you just don't know anymore. It's hard to go out, just because you never know, you could get the virus in 2 seconds.
In a bid to eradicate a second wave of the infection, the New South Wales Health Government escalates to moderate risk level amber for local transmission of COVID-19. As part of the restrictions in place, all healthcare workers are required to wear surgical masks if they are within 1.5 metres of patients or visitors. Inpatients and visitors should also be provided masks to be worn. After announcing the new restrictions last week, New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian said the measures would reduce the risk of community transmission and help authorities control the virus. While some people agree to the terms of mandatory mask wear, others seem to differ in opinion.
Honestly, I'm all for the mask because, it's all about keeping the community safe, especially the elderly and the most vulnerable. And if wearing a mask helps that, then I'm for it 100%.
I respect people that don't have them, but we'd most likely prefer, because it's safety not only for us, but for other people as well. And I feed a family of 4. So if I don't wear masks and I get sick, I can't provide for them because I can't come to work. So I think I prefer for them to wear masks because of our condition right now.
For me, honestly, I wish I could wear a face mask, but sometimes not a requirement for us anyways. But when I do see a customer wearing a face mask, it makes me feel much more relieved that they are wearing a face mask. So yeah, I definitely think that everyone should be wearing a face mask.
Although the rules in New South Wales regarding masks are applied for those within clinical areas, it is predicted that if the number of confirmed cases continue to rise, tougher and further restrictions may take place for the public in the coming weeks. The New South Wales Health Government urges the public to ensure social distancing is still in place whether people are at work or in the public. Furthermore, they advise that if people are not able to physically distance, wearing a mask is encouraged as it is one aspect of keeping others and ourselves safe. Reporting from Sydney, Australia, Justine Vicente, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.